Hello Lockdown Diaries, day 32. Sorry I missed day 31. I was just focusing on getting the new Dorothy Speed Shop website up and running, which has still got a little bit of work to do. So yeah, sorry I just missed yesterday, but just back on with things today. And with domestic adventures likely to be the mainstay for 2021, I thought I'd run through some of my favourite roads on the route from Land's End to Johnny Groats. I've probably done the route from Land's End to Johnny Groats maybe at least 12 to 14 times, either on my own as recce's or taking groups that way. I have a well-trodden route. I pretty much stick to it. I do deviate a little bit or change it here and there, but I found the roads just through lots of riding and research, and I just wanted to highlight probably 6 or 7 of my favourite stretches, so that either you can work them into your own Land's End to Johnny Groats trip, or if you're in the vicinity and want to do some good riding, then maybe it'll steer you in the right direction. I hope this technological showpiece works. It's literally my camera set up in front of my screen, but I thought it was the most interactive way of presenting it, and hope it's clear enough. So let's begin. Say you've started at Land's End. Now, the best bit for me, or one of the best bits of the Cornish stretch, is when you leave Land's End here. You go through Sennan, you go past the airport, which is there, and then you follow the road all the way round to St Ives, just there. And that's a great stretch of road. It's all kind of single track, windy, twisty, goes through old little villages and little farmyards almost. You know, it's almost like the road cuts through a farmyard at times. It can be busy in summer. You know, you can get stuck behind traffic, camper vans, motorhomes. So it's best not to be thought of as a spirited riding road, although it can be a good road if it's empty. More as a really scenic cliff top riding or coastal viewing road that's got cattle on there and old tin mines and old sort of artifacts from the past. There's an old museum, a mining museum along there that's worth checking out. And then obviously St Ives is a nice spot to find yourself in. At the end there's a couple of tea rooms along that road that do good cream teas, which are worth stopping at. And yeah, it's just a really nice road. There's some summer camping sites along there, which aren't generally listed on camping websites, but it's almost like a farmer who's got a field and he opens it up, lets it out for sort of £8 a night or whatever, and he's got some portaloos on there. So if you're just looking for a cheap and easy place to camp, then all around here it has a few camping fields set up throughout the summer. So yeah, it's a nice road, that. And then and obviously carry on up the coast, you know, basically threading along coastal roads. That's the way I do it. But then the next highlight for me, which I wanted to show you, zoom out a little bit. This is North Devon, so actually not far from me. And it starts, so if you think Barnstable's there, just zoom in a bit. And we start at Combe Martin. And we come out at Combe Martin. And then essentially, you want to head to Hunters Valley, Hunters Inn. And you make a turn off there towards Trentish Show, but don't turn into Trentish Show. And then this is all sort of heathland, rolling valleys, forested valleys, and it comes out at Hunters Inn, which is, it's got a really steep climb out of Hunters Inn if you take that road, or this road out here, which is almost like a tropical jungle road. I just love coming out that road in the summer. It's got the river running alongside it, and then this canopy of trees, almost like a jungle, and it's like being in a different world entirely. If you've got time, park up at Hunters Inn, and you can take a walk down the riverside all the way to a beach, a shale beach, which is beautiful, and obviously you can't get there by car, so it's pretty quiet. And the Hunters Inn is just a really nice. It's an old structure in the middle of nowhere, really, which has got some good food, and there's a hotel room if you want to treat your partner to a nice night's stay. And then if you work your way along Martinhoe, you've got a few tight hairpins if you come out up the steep hill out of Hunters Inn. You know, it keeps you on your toes. It's all single track again. You've got to watch the surface. It's a bit uneven. It's a bit gravelly in places. Then come out into Martinhoe, and then you'll come along. You'll be able to see Wales out to the north. So we're not far. If you look up, Wales is up there somewhere. Oh, it doesn't not that well. It looks farther on the map, but you can see it quite clearly. Where is Wales? There. But when you're here, you can see it on a clear day quite nicely. and you can see the boats in the estuary. But yeah, come through Martinhoe, and then you can take the road down to Woody Bay if you like, which is nice. And then this road here all the way out to Valley of the Rocks is probably one of the nicest, most serene, surreal riding roads I think in the UK. Again, very tropical, and again very cliff top edge-ish kind of road. It's not always very busy. It's not necessarily a busy road in summer. But with it being so narrow, it can, if two cars are coming in opposite directions, it can get a little bit boggy through there. But yeah, again, it's another slow speed road, which is just really nice to take in. It brings you out at the old Abbey there. It's got a toll road, a £2 toll there. It's got a nice ice cream stop down at the bottom and a cafe, which has been closed this year, but hopefully open next year. And then it brings you out to the Valley of the Rocks, which is, again, a fantastic vista as you come out at the top. There is a nice cafe, does good sandwiches down in the Valley of the Rocks. It's a National Trust run one. And then you drop down into Linton, which is, again, a really nice old Victorian type of place. And then it just drops a steep descent down into Lynmouth. And that's probably a really good, that's like one of my favourite stretches. And then equally, you've got the A39 that runs all the way through to Minehead. And this is a really nice, flowing, almost moorland. It's just on the fringe of Exmoor. Takes you all the way down to Porlock and then Minehead. So this is a great stretch here. If you've got the time, do the toll road down into Porlock Weir. Porlock Weir itself is really nice, really pretty waterside place with a few pubs and a little Thai shack and just a nice place to take a stroll, really. And then this toll road, it's a private road, 2 miles. It's almost like a rally stage, really. And it comes up, twists and turns. It's got beautiful views over not Lynmouth Bay, over Porlock Bay. So yeah, that's a really good stretch. Then the next good bit for me is if we cut through. So we're now in the Midlands. We're now just south of the Peak District. So the route I take sort of comes up, skirts Wales, does, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this one, a night at Dom's in Leominster, just down here, and then you work your way up through Shropshire Hills of area, National Beauty, around Telford, and then heading up to Stoke-on-Tees, but without going in, Stoke-on-Trent even, Cheadle and places like that. It's not too bad a road, it keeps away from main urban areas, but it's still got some nice flowing tracks. Some nice flowing roads and a bit of scenery, but this is, to me, is really when it gets really good. When you get to the junction at Bottom House, which crosses the A523 to Leek, Bottom House is a little conurbation there, and then you cross over, and then all this road going over here, you join it up, and cross. And it's all Derby Dales, so flowing hills, flowing roads, empty roads as well, but good scenery, good views, well sighted roads, and then you've got some really nice little places through it, like Hartington, which has got a lot of nice cafes and things like that are worth stopping at. Then eventually, if you come down this way, drop down and turn up to Matlock Bath. If you've not heard of Matlock Bath, it's almost an inland seaside town, so with arcades, fish and chip shops, cable cars and things, but a really picturesque place and really popular with bikers, especially on a sunny summer's day. Packed on a Sunday, so that's a really nice road. I like that. That's just open and flowing. You just got it's nice, easy riding, kind of engaging, but just nice and flowing. So that's that one I wanted to show you. That's a really good stretch. I like that one. And if we carry on to a little bit further north in the Peak District, and we're starting here at Woodhead Reservoir. So I generally come over the viaduct, over the bridge, over the reservoir, then Woodhead, and then it climbs up and up and up to the summit. And then the route I take, which this is, hopefully you'll be able to follow this, but this has cut such a nice path through the Peak District and misses out, because it's quite a heavily congested area through here. Anybody who's been through here will know. You've got, Huddersfield, Manchester, Leeds, Sheffield, all this surrounding the Peak District, so it can be very difficult to cut a path that misses out some of the built-up areas. But this is a route that was shown to me by Dave Robinson, who lives up this way, and it's just a foolproof way of getting through the Peak District without hitting a lot of traffic. So Woodhead Reservoir, up over the summit. I forgot the name of the summit, but you'll be able to find it out. And then we get up to Holne, which is before Home Firth. last of the summer wine territory there. Turn off there, and then you head in for Meltham. You see that there? Meltham, Marsden, and then Delph. They're my 3 trigger points. Delph and Denshaw. And you work that way across. This is all really nice riding. Pretty quiet, empty. This is all quiet. You know, you wouldn't think it height of summer and there's hardly anybody on this road. And then I love this stretch here. You come out of Denshaw and you've sort of got a moorland road. And then you drop down and you can see the M62 in the distance. And then you come upon it and it's laden with traffic, trucks and cars, and it's busy and it's congested and everyone's going about their business to work. And then the road just dips under it, and it's almost like you're escaping modern life. You know, the hectic busyness of life goes on overhead of you, and you just dip underneath it, and then you work along this reservoir, and then you turn left just past the pub here. And then this is brilliant. It's all twisty, syrupy, empty, with great views down over, I guess, over the valleys. And then so this brings you out on the main road here, Rochdale Road. Turn left, an immediate right past this little reservoir, and then a great stop for your snacks is Craggy's, which is just up here where it says Craggy. Can you see that? Craggy Vale. Just head up here. There's a farm shop just up here. Really bike friendly, nice staff there, good food, good farm products if you want to actually get something to eat. And then you can obviously carry on to Hebden Bridge and things like that. So that's a nice stretch there I wanted to show you. Another nice stretch of road. If we carry on north, up to Hawes and through there. Settle, Hawes, Ribblehead Viaduct there. Hawes there. All good riding. You can't fault that riding really. Brilliant. You can do Buttertubs Pass there. That's all good. That's a really good road. Kirby Stephen. And then here, this is where I really enjoy it. This is a really good stretch of road. You get to a place called Brough. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That's just off the A66, which is a dual carriageway that runs east to west, or west to east. And then this road here is just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. The one that runs all the way to Middleton in Teesdale. It is, I'll get the road name for you. It is the B2, wait a minute, B, when it comes into view. Where is it? B something anyway. The B6276. B6276. And it's just the most fantastic road. Well sighted, well surfaced, empty of traffic. Some nice interesting corners. Some undulating surfaces. It's just a really nice spirited run on a bike, and it's on this road in particular that I found out that a Himalayan and a Honda CRF 250L are pretty much evenly matched for performance, and that was just riding with someone who was giving his CRF the beans and I was on the Himalayan, and we were both quite evenly matched along there. Not that we were racing, just that we were both making the most out of our 24 brake horsepower. And so that's a great ride up there. That's such a fantastic ride. Middleton in Teesdale's plenty there. And then what I would normally do, we normally stay at Haggs Bank, which is up here near Alston. And this road that runs out towards Alston is good if you stay on that all the way to Alston. Or you can go over the top and then drop down there. But to be honest, I think actually the road straight into Alston is the best. Beautiful ride that. Again, empty, twisty, well surfaced but undulating. So you have to watch out that you don't catch any of the undulations a bit too quick, or else it really loads up the suspension. And yeah, you've just got to hold back a little bit, don't get too carried away. But that's great riding roads. Anywhere around here is great riding roads, but they're two in particular that really I enjoy a lot. I just want to take you a little bit further north now. Now this is a road heading up to Scotland, and this again brilliantly open and flowing. So we've got Dumfries just down there. So I'll come through Gretna Green, then Dumfries, and then at Crocketford, turn right off there and aim towards Ayr. Now this road from beginning to end is just spectacular. Twisty, tight in places, open in other places, empty again. Plenty of overtaking opportunities if you do get a bit of tourist traffic, but it's very, very unlikely because there's not a lot out there. And it just works all the way across. I guess it's forestry area, a lot of forestry going on through there. And so the views are good, the roads are good, the riding's good. They have just resurfaced a little bit of it, so there was some loose shale last time I went down there, but Such a great road. And then if you're wanting somewhere nice to stop for a coffee or a drink or a view, it is one of these reservoirs up here. You'll see it. You'll see the turn off for it. Loch Doon, I believe that's the one. Let me just check. Yeah, Loch Doon. And there's just a turn off and a caravan and a cafe up there. Yeah, and it's just a great place to stop and get a drink and refresh. But this road all the way into Ayr, it gets a little bit boring as you get closer to Ayr, but the road there is certainly worth it. And the road name on that bit is the A713. I am terrible at remembering road names, so I apologise for that. I can do the Land's End to Johnny Groats now with my eyes closed, not paying any attention to signs or road names. I think that's why I'm a bit blasé when it comes to road names. Yeah, I can do it with my eyes closed. But yeah, fantastic that is. And the next one I just wanted to show you is a good way to get to the Highlands without having to go through Glasgow or Edinburgh or the Glasgow-Edinburgh corridor is go up to Gurrock or Greenock. And then catch the Gurrock to Dunoon ferry. It's about £7 and it just goes from the point there. It's only about 25 minutes. Comes into Hunter's Quay, which is just outside, Dunoon there. But it cuts out I'll just zoom out a little bit. I hope this is not making you dizzy, but it just misses out all this area around here and spits you right into the really interesting part of Scotland, or I guess the West Highlands, which is a lot quieter than when you head up onto the NC500. It gets busier, but this area for me is always a lot quieter, and you've got so much scope to go off in different directions. But if you get this road, if you get the ferry across here, you'll come out into Dunoon onto the main road. And then shortly after you take a left. Now this is a forestry road that runs all the way out to sort of Glendaruel, and it's just stunning. Narrow, single track. You've got to watch for the logging trucks coming the other way. But it is like a roller coaster road that runs through valleys and along lochs and through forests. It's got spectacular views. It's got spectacular riding. Just great scenery, and it feels very remote and isolated. Not a lot of traffic through there. Again, you have got to watch the logging trucks coming towards you because they won't be able to stop, and you will be expected to pull into the passing places. And that spits you out at Glendaruel, which has got a campsite there, which I always stay on. Glendaruel Caravan and Camping Site, or you can push on and stay in Inverary, which is not far north from there, probably about half an hour. You could just come around the loch. Around Loch Fyne, and you come into Inverary, which has got some hotels and things like that. So that's puts you in Scotland. Obviously, you're going to join the NC500 at some point, but all these roads here, if you go down Inverary, you can either go straight up to the Green Welly, which is at Tindrum, and then do Glencoe, or come southwest and do all this area, which is nice here, through to Oban. Oban's popular with bikes out in the west there. You can see that. Oban there. But I just want to jump to the last bit of stretch of riding that I always enjoy. When you get to Scotland, it's all good riding, for certain. But this bit I always enjoy here. It's from when you've left Fort William, you've gone north, you've hit Invergarry, and then you've turned off towards Skye. And this, I just love the riding here. It's all open, great sighted, so you can make easy overtakes. It's kind of there's traffic, but not an abundance of traffic. Good roads, some interesting corners, great views, great valley roads, good cafes along there. Little snack wagons and things. Comes along the loch. You've got some excellent views along there. And then just before you come to where the Highlander Castle is there, you can take this little turn off here, and that will take you along there, and it eventually comes out at the ferry. So this is all interesting, good riding through the twisty, good seat, again, it's very scenic. And it comes out, and there's a little turntable ferry, I think the last remaining one in the UK, the Otter Ferry. Otherwise known as the Skye Ferry, which I don't think was running this year, or it's not running at the minute, so hopefully it'll be open again. But it's about £7 or £8, and that takes you across only a short stretch Yeah, and it's the oldest turntable ferry left in the UK, or the only one. And then you've got a lovely back entrance as such into Skye. So there you're on Skye, and this is a really nice twisty moorland road that drops you in almost to the main town on Skye. And then obviously you can either explore Skye, or if you're in a hurry, you could drop back on the see that if you come back on the bridge and then head north to Applecross and places like that, or obviously going to Skye. We normally camp at Sligacken campsite because it's got a pub there and food. But yeah, this back road in, so the road from Invergarry, carry on, then take a left, and then on this ferry, the Otter ferry, old turntable ferry, and then in. So that's it. That's just some really nice riding that we've got in the UK. Some of the highlights that I always look forward to on the Land's End to John O'Groats run. You know, all the people who say, who get excited about doing it, Land's End to John O'Groats in a day on the motorway, I kind of think, well, it's a great achievement. It really is, but you're missing out on so many good riding roads between Land's End and John O'Groats. You know, we are really blessed with some excellent tarmac between those 2 points. And I think rushing it on the motorway seems like you're missing so much, and that's we do that in 7 days. If you had a little bit more time, or you're on your own, so you could cover a bit more ground, you'd have time to go into Wales, or equally dip over to the east coast and do Scarborough, that east coast up through Filey, Whitby. Equally in Scotland, you could do Braemar and those roads through the Glenshee and things, the ski road. I mean, that's fantastic as well. So yeah, you know, that's it. Lockdown Diaries day 31. It's time to get excited about the roads we can ride this summer, all being well. Right, take it easy. Catch up later. Cheers, bye.